Yeah! Yo! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stream, man. Hopefully you guys are doing all good. Good to see people in. Who we got in there? We got Masson Perez, yes. Sam Martin, Craig MCFC 17, Kahirul, Elia, Sean Fogarty, yes. Max OJ, Stephen Graham, HM, Christopher Curtis, Sanele, yes. Nate B, Marky Dawson, yes, Max. Once a Bray, always a Zabre. Yes, Will Coldridge, how are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Back with another stream. If you could do us a favour, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. I know most of you done it already because you've seen the message. Once a Bray, always a Bray. Please hit the like button. Going to be speaking a bit about transfers in this stream. Bit of a random one. However, one of our guys has been talking. One of our board people have been talking, and they're talking they're revealing quite a lot of information. I'm trying to work out exactly whether or not they're entitled to say this, whether this person's still got a job at Manchester City. Because basically we spoke a little bit about it this morning on this morning's stream. However, since this morning, even more news has come out, more information has come out as well. So it's pretty wild. So we're going to get into that in a minute. Just a quick one. Today's stream is sponsored by the guys at Manscaped. If you've been watching our videos and you've seen the Manscaped products being advertised and you've still not pulled the trigger, now's the time to do so. Head over to manscaped.com. Use code XTRA20, that's XTRA20 for 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com. All the details are in the pinned comment and the description there as well. So yeah, this guy, let's find out what he's called again, man, because the guy's been chatting loads. Joan Patsy. Is it Joan or would it be Joanne? No, it won't be Joanne, would it? Joan Patsy, mate. So anyway, yeah, he was in the All or Nothing documentary as well, this guy. He's like a legit Donny. And anyway, he's been speaking loads, giving loads of inside information about today. I don't know why he's doing this, whether or not he's allowed or whether this guy's just gone rogue. You know what I mean? Maybe he was a French fan. Maybe he's French and he's just feeling proper down after the defeat against Argentina. He's like, I'm not happy anymore. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Because I tell you guys, some of the stuff that he's been saying, pure weird, man. How he's getting away with it. How is he allowed to say all this kind of stuff? I literally don't know. The Liverpool preview will be out. I'm actually doing a preview tomorrow with AGT off Don Robbie Sports and the Cop TV. So that'll probably be about 11 o'clock, I believe. I have to double check the time. But yeah, and then obviously we'll have the press conference reaction tomorrow. So basically, from tomorrow, all your Liverpool content. But yeah, before we get into the sort of... Before we get into the Enzo Fernandez stuff, let's just go through some of the comments that this guy's already made. And I understand that we mentioned some of these this morning because some of these did get released this morning, but let's just go through them just for the complete sort of picture. So he said one of the first things he said was the main reason why Man City signed Julian Alvarez is that he moves around the field exactly as we want a number 10 to do. He's a fantastic addition to the squad. Obviously, Julian Alvarez winning the World Cup with Argentina. How good was Julian Alvarez, man. How good was Julian Alvarez in that World Cup? Like, he embarrassed Martinez. He absolutely embarrassed Martinez. Honestly, it's wild how much better. I remember, guys, y'all was telling us that we should be signing Lautaro Martinez when Aguero left. Yeah, you look at yourself. That's a silly comment to make now, because looking at the way he was performing compared to Alvarez it's chalk and cheese, man. Alvarez was so much better than Martinez. Everything that he was doing on the pitch was better. His movement was better. He sort of, when he was on the ball, I thought he was linking up play a lot better than Martinez as well. So it was just absolutely, it was just sick. You know what I mean? He was running the channels really, really well as well. Just brilliant performance from Alvarez. He also went on to say, this Joan Patsy guy, City Group Director of Football, Joan Patsy, said this. We found his teammates like De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. When he's in space, they don't always see him. He immediately detects where he has to make the run, and that they still don't understand him. So basically, he's saying this team still doesn't quite understand how Alvarez plays and how he moves around the football pitch, and therefore, once the team gets to grips with that, we should be seeing better numbers from Alvarez in terms of goals, assists, and all that kind of stuff, and maybe just general play. However, the same could be said for Haaland. I know Haaland's got off to a fantastic start, and that's completely accurate. But you think that the players fully understand exactly what Erling Haaland's going to be doing every single moment of the game? I don't think so. Not in such a small amount of time. So that's the same. Well, what applies there for Alvarez, in my opinion, I still think it applies for Erling Haaland as well. Right, okay, let's get on to the Enzo Fernandez situation then. So, after the thing about Julian Alvarez, of course, if you don't already know, Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez played together at River Plate. Patsy said this: with Enzo Fernandez, since they played together for 2 years in the national team, they understand each other more easily because Enzo immediately knows in which space he will move. Right, which is true, obviously. He played together at River Plate, and he's just won the World Cup with Argentina, both playing the games. And then listen to this comment. City Group Director of Football, Joan Patsy, said this, yeah. Man City could have signed Enzo Fernandez, but what do we do when we have Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva and Rodri in the squad? He would have cost us less than he did Benfica, but we just didn't have a place in the squad, and we just knew he wouldn't play. So Man City wanted him. We could have got him for less than what he went to Benfica for. But the bad thing is, we just didn't have the space in the squad. So, that begs the question. Would we have signed him last summer if Bernardo Silva left Manchester City? You'd think so, based off his comments. Based off his comments, he's saying the only and by the way, Benfica, according to Transfermarkt, only played 12 million quid. 12 mil. And he's saying we could have got him for less than 12 million. We could have got Enzo Fernandez for less than 12 million quid. It's crazy. Listen to this comment, yeah, on Bernardo Silva. Let me find it a sec. Where is it? Oh, yeah, so, listen to this. In the summer, Bernardo Silva told us that he wanted to leave Manchester City, but no one came to look for us. No one came to look for him. Barca, they had no money. And then he goes on to say that basically we could have got Enzo Fernandez. They get on really well with Alvarez. We could have got him for less than what Benfica paid, which was 12 million euro. But the only reason we didn't sign him is because we have Bernardo, Rodri and Gundogan in the squad. I think if Bernardo Silva would have left in the summer, I think we would have had Enzo Fernandez. I think Enzo Fernandez would have been a City player. Because that's what this guy's saying, and he's the group director of football. Like, again, I have absolutely no idea why this guy's speaking out. If anyone has any knowledge on why he's speaking, feel free to whack it in the chat, because I don't get it. It's very, very strange. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already, man. We're 17 likes away from 100, so get us over that 100 like mark. We got a member chat from Austin. Yes. Thanks a lot for the support, Austin. 21 months, man. He says, if true, that seems a bit short-sighted. Bernardo's been looking to go, and we can't guarantee he'll be here past this summer. Well, first of all, if true, I mean, Austin, it's the group director of football, mate. This is why I'm sort of bit taken aback by it because I'm like, why is this guy just coming out? Why is this guy just coming out randomly and just started chatting all this kind of stuff? Whether it's short-sighted or not, possibly. Guys, do you agree with that with Austin? Not to put you on the sort of put you on the centre stage here, Austin. So I apologise if this goes south for you, pal. But do you agree with Austin? Do you think that was short-sighted? I think I agree. I think I agree because Bernardo's wanted to leave for a few years, right? Ilkay Gundogan is 31, 32. He's out of contract in the summer. You know, he's had his injury problems. Will he want to go back to Germany? Potentially. Kevin De Bruyne gets injured a fair few times. Calvin Phillips gets injured a fair few times. And it would have cost, £9 million? Because this guy's saying that we could have signed Enzo Fernandez for less money than what Benfica paid. And Benfica paid 12 million. So, you'd assume it would be like, 9, 10? Ziad, yeah, bro, we're literally going for it now, brother. Let's have a look what you guys are saying in the chat here. Let's see read some of your comments out. What you saying? Albina says, if we can get one more season for Bernardo, that is just perfect for me. Yeah, so Albina, but the question is, should we not have signed Enzo Fernandez anyway? If we could have got him for 10 million quid. Let's just say 12 million quid for the sake of argument, right? But it would have been less than 12 million, according to this Donny. Should we not have just signed Enzo Fernandez anyway? And if he said, yeah, but you got all these players, I'm not going to play. Well, what you say is, you say, well, actually, mate, Enzo, we play 60 matches a season. Kevin gets injured a fair bit. Bernardo wants to leave, and he's wanted to leave for the last 2 or 3 years, and he could leave at any point. It could have been that last summer. You know, you're having this conversation in the past, remember? Or he could leave next summer, in which case that's one down. Gundogan, he's started, his injury with his back. He's got some sort of back problem. He's also out of contract in the summer. Will he will he go? Will he redo? We don't know. You're obviously sick as well. You know what I mean? So back yourself. Stop being a little puss. So, I don't know. I just feel like maybe we should have just signed him anyway. Sam Martin agrees. But if there's no minutes, what do you do? Well, that's what he's saying, Osmodus. This Patsy guy, that's what he's saying. He's saying there's no minutes. Craig, MCFC, says Enzo at that price, even if he didn't play, would have been stupid to avoid. I agree, Craig. And you know, you've got to sort of sell it to the players, haven't you? You can't just be like, oh yeah, we want to sign you, mate, but we've got Bernardo, Gundogan, Kevin, Rodri, Bat Phillips, so, you know, tough shit if you don't play. You don't really word it like that. You say, look, lad, you know, you're coming in. You know, it will take you a little bit of time because obviously you're coming from a different continent. You've got to get used to the game, but Kev gets injured. He's also 31, 32. He's getting on. Gundogan's out of contract in the summer. Bernardo's wanted to leave. For me, I think it's a pretty easy sell. It's not like you've got Kevin, Bernardo, or Gundogan all signed up on 5-year contracts and they're all 27 years old. They're all getting on a little bit. One of them wants to leave. One of them's out of contract in the summer. Yeah, fucking hell, man. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that difficult. Harvey Burrows, on the opposite side, says, I don't think it was short-sighted. We've always had the opportunity to loan him. Okay. Let's have a look what else. What are you guys saying? Why didn't we just buy him and loan him back then? Good question. Maybe, did Enzo Fernandez want to make that move to Europe this summer? Was he thirsty for European football? Possibly. Nitin says, no, not really. City want Bellingham, not some cheap alternative. Okay, yeah, so, again, potentially, the City might not want him because they want to go for Enzo Fernandez, but I'm telling you, mate, there'll be a lot of people in this stream, in this chat, who, as much as they like Jude Bellingham, if you would have offered him Enzo Fernandez for 10 million quid compared to Jude Bellingham for 110, 120 million, I think even the most diehard Jude Bellingham fan would have to accept that that's probably one that you're going to have to, you know, accept the L on. John says, Enzo play 1 and 2 short, quickly football. City, Rodri, Burner, Ilkay likes to play 1 and 2 short, slow football. Enzo cannot play lazy football. So you don't think Enzo Fernandez could have played in the City team? Interesting. Rick Irvin says, LB, How about something you've never said? What do you really, and I mean really, think about Jack Grealish since he signed it? I'll come on to that in a bit, bro. We're speaking about Enzo at the moment, Rick, but I will answer that in a bit. 12 million for Enzo, 14 for Alvarez. River Plate might be a worse selling club than us. I mean, it's difficult to argue with that, to be honest with you, Sam, bro. It's difficult to argue with that, man. Yes, Chase, what you say, member for 2 years. He's also got the GOAT badge, man. Absolute ledge. Thanks a lot for the support, bro. I appreciate that so much. Says, even at 9 million, even if you just wanted to buy him and sell him next summer, surely you would have made a solid profit. Well, I agree. I agree, bro. And I say this, right? It's not like he's just suddenly burst onto the scene. He was putting in top performances for River Plate. We watched the River Plate, didn't we? When we were doing the Alvarez scout watch, and we watched Fernandez on that. And he was absolutely brilliant that day when we was watching River Plate, Enzo Fernandez. He's obviously played for Argentina before as well. So it's not like, oh, nah, he's only just come good. Nah, that's cap. That's cap. He's been good for time. Let's have a look at what people are saying. Tanaka says, I know we all love Jude, but Enzo is our guy, I'm telling you. You got a little poll on that? I don't actually think we've ever done... Have we ever done this poll? Notification gang. People are in here all the time for every stream. Have we ever done this poll before? Jude Bellingham or Enzo Fernandez? Have we ever done this poll before? I don't know if we have. I don't think we have either. No, I don't think we have, chat. Legends, man. Enzo, yeah. Right, okay. Decent. Right, before I do the poll, I'm gonna do the I'm gonna read out the stats for these players. I know some people don't like stats, but if you don't like stats, no problem, you don't have to listen to it, innit? Just disregard this part of the this part of the stream. But before I let you vote, I'm just gonna give you the stats. I genuinely don't know how these compare. You know what I mean? This isn't some like pre-rig where I'm trying to force the vote. Right, so let me go back to, are they both 21? Right, Jude Bellingham's 19, Enzo Fernandez 21. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to 1920, right? In the 1920 season, Enzo Fernandez, 19 appearances, 2 goals. Jude Bellingham in the 1920 season, 44 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. Enzo Fernandez was playing in the Argentina League, and Jude Bellingham was playing in the Championship. So just bear that in mind as well. The year after, so what's that now? What year are we going in now? 2021. Enzo Fernandez, 40 appearances, 2 goals, 5 assists. Jude Bellingham, 46 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists. Enzo Fernandez was still in the Argentina League. Jude Bellingham at this point had made his move to the Bundesliga, so just bear that in mind for those stats as well. 21-22, Enzo Fernandez, again in the Argentina League, 28 appearances, 10 goals, 7 assists. Jude Bellingham, 44 appearances, 6 goals, 14 assists. That's in the Bundesliga. And so far this year, this is just league football, guys, not taking into consideration international football, because it's too hard. Enzo Fernandez, this time is in Benfica, 24 games, 3 goals, 5 assists. Jude Bellingham, 22 appearances, 9 goals, 3 assists. Now, you've heard the stats. Don't just deal on the stats, you know what I mean? Think about when you've seen them both play, in terms of everything. I want you to think about how they play football, who would be better for our system. I want you to think about value for money. How much is one going to cost? How much is the other going to cost? What's the best value? And I want you to think about the stats as well. Paul is in the chat. There's enough waffle. It's time to vote. You've heard me waffling too much there. Cash your votes in. Whilst you're voting on that, guys, big up to the guys at Manscaped, man. I'm going to play the ad right now. Smashing the kiwis in the chat, the cherries in the chat while you're voting. You might as well. Yes. Why is it not? You know what I mean? I press the button there and it's just like, nah, mate. Not having it, bro. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out. Sometimes, yeah, I just think to myself, like, I literally did the same thing yesterday and it worked perfectly fine. Like, have I got a hacker? Has someone hacked me? Have I been hacked? Am I the hack guy? I literally changed nothing. Anyway, you know the drill. I don't need to show the ad. 20% off and free shipping with promo code XTRA20, XTRA20 at checkout for manscaped.com. Yes, get in your Christmas presents. Right, let's have it. Oh, guys, you need to cast your votes, man. Only half of you have voted so far, and it's very, very close. It's very, very close. Yo, I didn't know. I didn't think it was going to be that close, you know. I didn't think it was going to be that close. You know what I'm going to have to do, right? Because obviously this stream, we're just kind of just chatting like, about this guy and just, what's he called? Joanne Patsy. Having a bit of a random conversation. But we're going to have to do a full-on, hour-long stream. Maybe this weekend. Maybe Sunday night. Hour-long stream. Jude versus Enzo. Like full sender driller. You know what I mean? Every single stat that you can think of. We can get opinions from across the www dot, and we can deep it. You know what I mean? We can deep it. Let's see how many people have voted on this. Right, there's 200 people in the stream. There's still 90 people that's not voted. Guys, if you've not voted, go to the chat bit of the stream and just click a player. You know what I mean? Let's get those votes up to 200, man. Let's get the whole. You know what I mean? If you don't vote, and then you can't moan. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get those votes up. Yes, yes. We're now on 120 votes. It's close. I genuinely did not think that it was going to be that close, man. It's getting up there. It's getting up there. Let's have a look at some of your comments while people are still voting. Remember, if you've not voted, go to the live chat of the stream and just click a player. Vote for free, innit? Let's have a look what you guys are saying. Juna Lacroix, yeah. Thanks, Manscaped, for saving my life. There you go, bro. How much is Enzo, says Darwish. Now, that is the big one. That's the big question, my friend. No one really knows, innit? Does he have a buyout clause? I think he does. 120 million euro buyout clause, which is 120 euros, £2, 104 million. Now, whether or not you'd need to pay the 104 million, or whether you could just pay like 70 and they'd still accept it. I mean, at the end of the day, they paid 12 million quid for him 4 months ago. So if you went to them in another 4 months and said, yo, we're going to give you 80 million for this guy. They've 10x'd. They've 10x'd their money. Or 8x their money, whatever, you know what I mean? Quick maths, innit? In a year. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll demand the release clause. Maybe they will demand the release clause. At the end of the day, he's contracted until 2027. Benfica are in a very powerful position right now. Let's have a look at these votes. Yes. I still want another 25 people to vote on this poll before we call it a rip. So keep voting on the poll. It can change very, very quickly. Keep your votes coming in on the poll that's in the chat. Let's have a look what people are saying. Tadanka says, I genuinely think that Enzo could be better for City. The way he plays in that below par Argentina midfield was awesome. He'd fit right in at City. That's a very good point. That Argentina midfield was probably the weak part of their team. I think anyway. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really rate that DePaul guy. I thought that DePaul guy was okay, but I didn't think it was anything special. Mr. Sky says, Bellingham will drop like Jack. Too much English in there. I'm sorry. I don't want another Jack Grealish. We're wasting 100 million for this kind of player. I think David Silva is far better. Lengham Sweet, Enzo Fernandez for me. I feel like Bellingham suits Liverpool more. But Volton says Bellingham has a mega link up with Foden. Jude is not better technically than Enzo, says Austin. Zerified, we should go for Enzo and Jobe Bellingham. Obviously, Jude Bellingham's younger brother. Whatever you guys saying. Yeah, Brian as well saying, I feel Bellingham is already destined for Liverpool, so we should be looking at alternatives, Enzo included. Still surprised we didn't get him in the summer when he was very cheap. I think a lot of people are surprised, mate. You know, could have get him for like, what, 10 million quid. Right, I'm going to rip the poll. You've had enough time. If you've not voted and you don't like the answer to this question, then it ain't my problem, innit? You should have voted. You've had enough time. The final results. Jude Bellingham or Enzo Fernandez. Jude Bellingham gets 55% of the vote, with Enzo Fernandez 44%. So it is incredibly close. It's incredibly split. Ah, man. What do I go here, man? What do I go here? Oh. I think they're both mega. Luca Day, yes, member for 7 months, said, we are in a good position because City have a good relationship with Dortmund and Benfica. I reckon we get one of the two in the summer. Oh, which one do I want, man? Which one do I want? I legit can't decide, man. I need some Zen Tunes to help me out here. I mean, give me a decision. I can't sit on the fence. Come on, Lou. Come on, LB. I need to come up with something here, man. See, right here, right. Okay, so I promise you I'll give you an answer. Let me tell you what I'm thinking here, right? I want Jude Bellingham. But the reason I want Jude Bellingham is because I don't even fucking know. I genuinely don't even know. I'm so stuck here. I'm so stuck. I have no idea. Yo, Man FC, bro. Appreciate you in it, but you're now in timeout, brother. I don't think I can give you an answer. I don't. I want that. I literally, I'm quite happy with either of them. Okay, here's the truth. Here's the absolute truth. I just want Jude Bellingham. That much. By that much, chat. Only that. It's very, very close. Like if we got Enzo Fernandez, I would be buzzing. But it's very, very close. It's very, very close. Alberto Pena, yes, Enzo and Julian, champions. Yes, they are. Didn't think I would ever be accused of being English in a City Extra stream. Whoa, yeah. That's not me, by the way. I'm reading a comment. I am actually English. I think we need to see which perfectly fits the bill. Jude is obviously going to go Liverpool. I want nothing to do with it. Why though? Why is Jude obviously going to go Liverpool though, bro? I don't think so. I don't think he's defo. What is Jude better at than Enzo? Says Chadley. I think getting himself into the penalty area is better. I think he'll get more goals, and I think he'll get better numbers than Enzo Fernandez. I think he'll get more goals, more assists than Enzo Fernandez. They're kind of different though, aren't they? They are different. They're not similar. They're not very similar, I don't think, at all. I don't think they're very similar. LB, I'm going to Everton game on the 31st. Any good places to eat? Yeah, go Asda and just get a fucking Terry's chocolate orange and 4 croissants, bro. I don't know, but there's quite a lot of chippies around there, bro. There's quite a lot of chippies, man. Or there's a McDonald's there if you like a McDonald's, or you can buy a pie in the stadium if you're rich. Too many English is a fair concern. Is that an actual legit concern, though? Is that a legit concern? Is having too many English players a legit concern? Is it not a strength? Or could it start to actually create a bit of a click? Because then maybe, because you've got so many of one nationality, then, you know, like, will they start hanging around with the other players? Will it make it a little bit clicky? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's an issue. Maka, you might say he shoots way better than Jude, but he doesn't get more goals than Jude Bellingham. I'm not talking about who's got the better shot. I'm talking about who scores more goals. How is having too many English players at an English player club bad? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And of course, you've got the what's it called, the squad rota thing, the quota, where you've got to have a certain amount of English players in there anyway. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't know. I guess it just depends what you want. Like, what do you want from a player and all that kind of stuff. Like I say, we'll do a full stream on this on Sunday probably, and we'll deep it Enzo versus Jude. You know what I mean? Battle of the two. But either way, yeah. Let me see what else this guy's been chatting anyway. This Juan guy, Juan Patsy. If you've missed the first part of the stream, right? City's City football group director of football, Juan Patsy's been on a mad one. It's just been like, like the non-disclosure agreements that he signed. He's just torn them all up. He's torn them all up and gone, nah, I'm shooting for the sky here. Right, he said this about Alvarez and Haaland. They can play together. A lot of teams in England play a 5-man defence and they complement each other perfectly. When Haaland is leading and Julian takes advantage of space to shoot unmarked, Julian plays as a midfielder when he was young, and because of that, he has the vision of the field that normally a centre-forward does not have. There are movements that come naturally to him, and they are not taught. He has an advantage over others. Okay, so maybe we'll see them both start. I mean, we did speak about this. Was it yesterday? Yesterday we spoke about this, about Alvarez and Haaland needing to play. Well, I want them to play together a little bit more than they have done so far this season. He's sort of suggesting that maybe that's going to be the case. Has he been chatting anything else? Have we read everything out? Oh, he also said, quite funny, I did mention this morning, that apparently like the whole reason that we went in for him in the first place was because Barcelona basically... no, Alvarez's agent contacted someone at City to say, can you get us the contact details for Barcelona? What? Is that how transfers are done now? Is that Manchester City? Yeah, who's that? It's Julian Alvarez, his agent. Alright, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, not bad, mate. Just wonder if you could get us the telephone number for Barcelona Football Club. Mate, what? Why? Because we want Alvarez to sign him? Oh, we'll just sign you. Okay, yeah, no problem then. Call it 16 million, you got yourself a deal. How is that, right? Honestly, right, do you know what you think? Like, it blows my mind how, like, some transfers are done. Do you remember the Messi thing? The Messi saga? With the facts? With the bureau facts? Like, I can't lie, right? I don't know really exactly how I thought transfers were done, but I thought they were done a little bit more like, I don't know, just a little bit more high-tech than a bureau fax or, hi, mate, can you give me the telephone number for Barcelona? What is this? Yes, Jack Lee, how you doing, bro? Yes, Dash. LB, which player will most likely die for Man City? Personally, Enzo might take the City move to heart more than Jude and perform better for Aguero. Okay. I see the argument that you're trying to make there. We do have a very, very good connection with Argentina, don't we? You know what I mean? If you think of all the players that we've had, Zabaleta, Caballero, Tevez, Aguero, Alvarez. Yeah, I feel like Argentinians growing up now, they're looking at a Premier League team to play for. They're looking at Manchester City. Do you get me? So, and you know what's funny is now these players, 10 years ago, we won the Premier League 93-20. 10 years ago, Enzo Fernandez would have been 11. So he would have seen that. So players, because we've advanced now, players legitimately did grow up watching Manchester City. Like when we first got bought by Sheikh Mansour, and people always used to make that, rival fans used to make the jokes of, oh yeah, like this player didn't even know your club growing up. Like, yeah, fairs, yeah, you're probably right in it. Like, take it on the chin, like, yeah, good banter, funny joke, but now it's not actually true. Like, he would have seen that happen. He might have been thinking, I want to play for Manchester City. I want to be part of that team. Jude Bellingham, he was still young, so he would have seen it as well. I don't know. I think both players. I think both players would try just as hard, bro. I'm not going to say one player would try harder than the other. Yes, you. What are you saying, bro? I'm not going to say this player is going to try harder than the other, because I don't think that's the case. But I do think that there's a genuine desire from Argentinians. Well, I say this, I don't actually know if this is true, but I say it with, I apply some logic here. All the Argentinian players that we've had at our football club over the last 10 years, I don't think any other Premier League teams has had as many as us, especially good ones. So, yeah, you probably do think, oh, yeah, I'm going up. If I do want to play for a team in the Premier League, it's probably going to be Manchester City. English players probably don't think that as much, because they grow up in families where they'll be Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, all this kind of stuff. So, possibly, man. Anything else on this? I'm going to see if there's anything else coming out, man. I don't think there's any other news in it. I don't think there's any other news. Nah, the guy, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how this guy's just come out and started giving all this information when he works for the football club. Like, he's leaking information. He's not going to get sacked. I mean, if you leak information, do you not get sacked from City? Like, is that how it works? I don't know. Right, cool. Enzo to Liverpool and Jude to City then. Who knows? At the end of the day, Jude Bellingham, he played with Haaland. Will he want to play with Haaland again? And the way I see it, I say this, right, and this is the truth. And if Liverpool fans are in the stream right now, listen to what I'm saying, yeah? Understand what I'm saying. Until Liverpool get bought, they will never be able to fully compete with Manchester City in terms of going for every trophy every year, because they don't have the finances to do it, right? So if you're Jude Bellingham, you're thinking, okay, I'm a sick player. I need to be winning as many possible trophies as I can, yeah? Then surely, for him, he's got to be joining City. If Liverpool get bought by some rich don, then of course that changes, because then they can compete because they've got the finances. Do you get what I'm saying? Right, anything else before we wrap it up? There was actually, Rico Lewis was chatting before, actually. Let me see what Rico Lewis is saying. Oh, actually, Atletico Mineiro made an approach for Man City's Jan Couto, currently on loan at Girona. However, no negotiations took place, as Man City want the 20-year-old back in their squad. What? Nah, that's cap. That is cap. That's from Itaya. That's cap. That's gotta be cap, man. Appreciate that, Shard, like, bro. Enzo is perfect, says New York City. Who knows? Right, cool. Gonna wrap it up there, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Hopefully we get some more news. In fact, tomorrow's gonna be a big day. I've got a Liverpool preview, opposition fan, AGT from Don Robbie Sports is on the show in the morning. Then we've got the press conference reaction in the afternoon, and then the main preview will be tomorrow night. So make sure tomorrow, if you want your Liverpool content, tomorrow, man, tomorrow is where it is at, innit? So, yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for that. Guys, if you've enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like on the stream as always. Make sure you check out Manscaped at manscaped.com. Use code Xtra20 for 20% off and free shipping, yeah? If you look at that right there, that's the code, innit? That's the code, innit? Get on that code, yeah, get your discounts. Right, buzzing. LB, when are you going to do prediction? It'll probably be tomorrow night. Tomorrow night when we do the preview, bro. Peace out.